course, I think he's thinking double strike, too.
Let's see. Let's see. No on the 9-pin. It was all around it, though.
It's still rocking, as you can see. I see a lot of daylight on the base of that pin as it rocks, too. Well, I have to play the wood out in front. I don't think he could get by it, so be very careful with this one. As I said, you had to have it a little higher and turn that wood ever so slightly. That will give him the advantage by 1 pin, though, through the 8th frame.
And the 10. Right now, each bowler with 8 marks, 6 spares, 2 strikes, and just 1 pin the difference. And Peter will have a spare leave here.
Three, 6. Ooh, missed badly to the left. That even brought a smile on Peter's face. I just threw his hands up and say, hey, I'm human. I can miss those.
But not 2 in a row. The 10 bucks and his second 128 for a 2-game total 256.
We referred to his double scores at 365. Now he's at 128 on the singles show. Dennis Shute for his final 2 games, final 2 boxes, I should say. And will he get the strike?
Wow.
Another rocker. This time the 4-pin for Dennis Shute.
Well, any kind of a mark in the last 2 boxes will undoubtedly give Dennis the lead in the match going into the 3rd and final game. And there it is. 123 in the 9th, plus a ball.
Of course, anything over 1 now, give him the advantage, as Doug said. You know, Dennis is thinking a big fill and another mark to put the lead into double figures. Looks pretty good. A little light, but 7 drop. And let's see. A tough spare leave in the 3, 5, and 9. What makes it even tougher is the wood that's looking right at Dennis, right next to the 3-pin.
Let's see. Oh, yes.
Nice shot.
Nicely played. Mark number 10 for Dennis Shute, and this
140 plus
should move the lead into double figures depending on the fill ball here. Five is the fill, and so it is a 145. 267 for Dennis Shute, and the lead is 11 after 2 games. Mentioned Peter Flynn has a 7-match winning streak in singles competition here on the Winds. We'll see if he can continue it after these words. All right, 3rd game. Here we go. Here's your leader, Dennis Shute by 11.
the 5, and then the 7, 8, and 9. Couple pieces of wood in front of the 7, but I believe he has to play the triangle with the 5, 8, and 9.
Ooh, misfired.
Not happy with himself there. Gave him no chance whatsoever to make that spare without hitting the 5-pin or the wood in front of the 7. That's what he was trying to do, is snap the wood. So that was a great 10, though. But he knows he needs marks.
10s may be important before this thing is over.
You're right.
11 pins the difference right now, with Dennis Shute to the good, and there are 10 pins in a hurry right there.
You know, Dennis is thinking, if I only clipped that wood, I had a shot at making that spare, and now I fill it with a strike.
Peter's right in the pocket, and let's see, oh boy, 5, 7, and 8 with no wood.
Trying to cut the 5-pin in the right-hand side.
No, I did it! He did it! Peter Flynn with the spare. I think we'll probably have another look at that one, won't we?
Watch how quick it goes. Bang. Mercy. Take out the white flags here.
And the fill. Well, he's going to have to try another one.
Getting further apart this time, though. This time it's the 5, 9, and 7. Same idea, though. Got to cut the 5 on the right-hand side. Not this time. So the lead will drop into single figures. Single digits for a while, anyways. Dennis is working on the strike.
$8 for Peter. So 25. And remember, Dennis Shute coming up working on that strike that you see. Dennis had a 4.03 last week in his win. Dennis with a pretty good record here on the wins as well, percentage-wise, 6 and 3.
That close to a double strike. Tell me this doesn't look like a little pencil down there. A big mark it would be on top of the strike.
Oh, yes, right there.
No doubt about it.
Marks now for Dennis Shute. And
oh, wow.
Strike on spare.
Well, I say good defense is a good offense, and Dennis is showing us that. This time, strike on the spare, 3 marks in a row. Has yet to leave a pin standing in this third game, trying to protect that lead coming in of 11.
Peter Flynn just maybe a little thinner than he would have liked in the pocket. He will have a spare leave, though, here.
2, 4, 5, 7. Piece of wood between the 4 and the 7. Put it down.
As soon as it left his hand, you made the call.
But just to keep pace, he needs to throw a strike.
Almost.
Well, the good news, it's an 8-pin drop. The bad news, it's a 7 and 9 pins left for Peter. But he has a double piece of wood. You can see the one in the back, one pointing at him and the other one across the lane. He'll hit it on the left-hand side and try to spin it toward the 7. Oh, he did and left the 9.
Let's see what this wood does. Nope, not facing the right direction.
So the wood behind helped the pin snap towards the 7, but it also prevented it from knocking the 9-pin down.
And the 10. We will pause. Dennis Shute looking for his second win in a row. He has the lead with 6 boxes to go. Stick around. Dennis Shute working on a strike right now, which incidentally was his 4th strike of the match. He had 4 last week. And he's had a double strike each week.
Ooh, that was as good as any balls he's thrown all day long, and he leaves himself the 6, 9, 10 in the right-hand corner, but the 7-pin. But he has a piece of wood. He's going to shoot at the triangle. It's going to just a little heavy. That pin fell into that wood.
How does that 9-pin stay up?
He's had a couple like that. It's about 360-degree turn right on the spot.
And he moved over enough so he was able to make that shot. Let's look at that again. Look at how far that walked over. And then spun around.
See, now you see the label on the red stripe, so it actually spun it right around. Right back in the pocket, though, and I thought he was going to have an identical lead.
Yeah.
He just had the opposite side. But a little easier. He's got the 8-10.
Dennis has had some trouble with leaving back row leaves. He's done that a couple of times in the 2 weeks, but...
Well, he's going to try to take both pieces of wood right where they meet and see if he can get some sidewall action with those two. No. Catch enough of the front one. So it'll be 2 open frames for Peter Flynn to work on.
And since he is trailing by 26 pins. This could be a critical moment here. That'll be a 9-box for Dennis Shute. That ball slipping into the channel.
And his first pin that he's left standing, as you can see, this final game. He's done everything he can to protect this lead. Let's see what Peter can answer the call now. 2 open frames.
Well, undoubtedly, Peter knows that this is his chance right here.
3-6 on the right, 4-pin, no wood. He'll have to split the 3-6 or play it off the wall.
He doesn't want to stay more than 20 pins down going into the final 4 boxes, so he'd like to come up with at least 1 mark here in these 2. Missing on this chance, he'll take the 10 box and now go over to lane 31 for another try. There's the situation. He trails by 26. Oh, great pocket hit. Look at that. Oh, what a hit that was. Just had to wait for the 5-pin.
5 and also the 9 for a while. There goes the 9, and the 9 falls forward, nudges a piece of wood next to the 5 for the strike. Big strike it was. Now Dennis Shute, so many times in the match, has answered the call. Let's see, one more time. Oh, wow, that's 3 consecutive boxes he's buried, and he's left something like this. This time the 4, 7, 8, and 9. Could try the wood, but I think he's going to have to go after the triangle. Off the wall. This is going to get very interesting.
Oh, it's a 9-box. Well, Dennis, last week we talked about this. First 5 boxes of the match did not have a mark. Last 4 boxes of the match did not have a mark. In the middle, he was terrific.
Here's a psychology box right here, just to give Peter something to think about. If he could put a mark up. If he doesn't, it's just like dumping gasoline on a fire with Peter Flynn. 1, 2, 9, 7, and 10.
And the wood appears to be headed off.
He's made this spare, I believe, either this week or last week. He's made the 1, 2, 9, and 10, 7, and 10. He's going to make it again. Oh, around the 10-pin.
Wow. Brought the wood out of the channel, too, and that didn't help either.
I'll tell you, the last 4 frames, Dennis has really been snake bit. He has really pushed the ball in the pocket and made some nice spare tries, but hasn't come up with one.
Here's another just miss. Right around the 10-pin.
Well, Peter working on a strike. And you can see, trails by 25.
This is the head pin coming back.
And he'll shoot at the 1, 2.5, and 10.
That's going to be tough about this shot.
It really is.
That 2-pin really moved off the spot. Peter's going to wait this out now with the wood.
I think he's probably thinking of going to the right-hand side of the head pin, clipping the wood in the head pin, rather than trying to split the 1 into 2 because of it's off the spot. He did.
No.
Snapped the wood in front of the 10-pin.
Sounded like he snapped a pin in half, didn't it?
Well, he can gain another 1 and count. No, let up on that ball a little bit.
So the lead is now 16 for Dennis Shute. And again, similar situation to last time. Rather than trailing in double figures going into the final 2, if Peter can put a mark up here, he can...
He trails by 16, which is 2 good marks. 3 boxes left.
Oh, my. Look at this leave. The 8 and the 10. Let's see where the wood goes.
You can see... you can't see, but Peter's kind of pleading with a piece of wood to come back. Look, see? I got to check this in the rules.